Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the September Post Falls Urban Renewal meeting. I'm going to call to order, and we will have Director Fountain have roll call, please.
Thank you. Commissioner Carstensen?
Here.
Crosby?
Here.
Coles?
Here.
Davis?
Here.
Commissioners Baltzell, Hauser, and Malzahn have excused absences this morning.
Thank you. Now we'll have ask Jamie to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Ceremonies, appointments, and announcements. Anything under ceremonies? No?
The public hearing.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Under announcements, we'll have a public hearing this morning on the fiscal year 2017 amended budget and the 2018 closing budget for City Center. There are forms in the back of the room for anyone wishing to comment. Please fill out and give it to Director Fountain. Conflict disclosure. Anybody have conflict? Hearing none, we'll move on. Consent calendar.
Good morning, Commissioners. Item A in the consent calendar is the Commission meeting minutes of August 17th. Item B is the joint workshop minutes, September 5th. Item C is the Finance and Policy Committee minutes of September 6th. Item D is the payables for this month totaling $8,258.78. Item E is the bank activity report, which shows total in all funds of $3,594,017.70 and accrued interest for the month of $2,985.35. Item F is the financial reports as of August 31st, and item G is the fiscal year 2018 legal services contract. Your approval of the consent calendar will authorize the transfer of $2,985.35 accrued interest to the general fund and transfer to Community First checking account $8,258.78 for the general payables. I would answer any questions.
Any questions?
Yes, Chairman. The ICRIM bill, that's a annual policy, right?
Correct.
Yes, okay. The other question is the legal contract, the billing rate is the same as last year, $100 an hour?
Correct, yes. Nothing's changed.
Thank you. Those are all the questions I have.
Any more questions? If not, we need a motion to approve the consent calendar.
I'd make a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented.
Second?
Second.
And we need a roll call vote on
Yes.
that.
Davis?
Aye.
Carstensen?
Aye.
Crosby?
Aye.
Coles?
Aye.
Okay. Committee updates, finance and policy. Commissioner Crosby.
Chairman, the committee met twice this month with the director, and we discussed potential policy changes that we're looking at for any future districts. We also reviewed and approved and will be bringing to the commission at this public hearing the amended fiscal year 2017 budget and the closing budget for the City Center Urban Renewal District. So we had a busy month.
Thank you. District review. Commissioner Coles?
I don't have anything this morning.
Okay. Communications, property, and personnel is myself, and the only thing we had talked 2-3 months ago about our website page, about checking into that for updating it, and Director Fountain said she was going to work with NIC to see if they would be able to provide us with a service at a reasonable rate. And I talked to her the other day, and she's going to be doing that in the next month.
Yeah, I have a call in to Philippe at NIC,
Okay.
so.
That's all I have. Citizen comments. This section of the agenda is reserved for citizens wishing to address the commission regarding an agency-related issue. Comments related to future public hearings should be held for that public hearing. Persons wishing to speak will have 5 minutes. Any citizen comments? Seeing none. Public hearing. We're going to, public hearing will be held on fiscal year 2017 amended budget and 2018 closing budget for City Center Urban Renewal District for the Post Falls Urban Renewal Agency. If anybody wishes to speak on either of these budgets and has not filled out the form, please do so now and give it to Executive Director. Notice of public hearing was published in September 13th, September 20th. Papers as required by Idaho Code Section 50-2903, Paragraph 5. Okay, the public hearing is now open. Treasurer Crosby will present the 2017 amended budget, followed by the 2018 closing budget for City Center.
Is that good? Good morning, Chairman, fellow commissioners, and members of the public. The Urban Renewal Commission has published its amended budget for fiscal year 2017, which ends on September 30th, 2017. The purpose of approving an amended budget is to note those changes which we did not anticipate when we adopted our 2017 budget in August of 2016. And those are highlighted on the overhead for you. There are only a few changes. In the revenue sections of the budget, the changes are related to carryover funds in the City Center District and proceeds received from our loan from Washington Trust Bank for the final completion payment to the contractor who built the Greens Ferry overpass located in the East Post Falls Urban Renewal District. The changes in the expenditure sections relate to our early repayment of debt associated with the improvements made on Spokane Street in the City Center Urban Renewal District and additional interest expenses incurred when we made the final payment on the Greens Ferry overpass earlier than anticipated, drawing down those funds from loan proceeds provided by Washington Trust Bank. The overall impact was to expand revenues by $489,172 and to expand expenses by $489,172, so the budget remains balanced. Are there any questions?
Anybody have any questions? Okay, if not,
Do you want me to present the city center closing budget, or you want to have a motion on this one first?
which way do you want to do it? Motion on this one first?
I think we should go ahead and present the city center closing budget also at this time, and then we
Okay.
can, after that, we can close the public hearing and move into approval of the resolutions.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, for this, I have a script that I have to read because it contains language that the state legislature requires. The City Center Urban Renewal District was created in 1994 and eventually encompassed a total of 231 acres. The district was formed to address the impact of the construction of Interstate 90 in the late 70s on this portion of the city of Post Falls. The plan was a cooperative effort between the city and the Urban Renewal Commission, and with the hope of expanding commercial development within the downtown core. Over the life of the district, the commission has made significant improvements to public infrastructure within the district, including improvements to 4th Avenue, to Spokane Street, to the Centennial Trail, and others. The total cost of these improvements has been $5.9 million. Also, over the term of the district, the assessed value of the properties in or constructed in the district has increased from an aggregate assessed value of $14.4 million in 1994 to an aggregate assessed value of $34.7 million in 2016. There is a complicated process for closing an urban renewal development, and we are starting that process with the presentation and publication of the closing budget as required by statute. We are projecting that we will complete this process and formally close the district at or prior to its maturity date of 8/16/2018. This will be the third urban renewal district that the Post Falls Urban Renewal Commission has closed either early or at maturity since the commission was formed. Upon completion of the closure of the district, the increased tax revenues which have been generated by development and in the increased values, property values, will be returned to the city, county, and related taxing entities and increase their respective tax revenues. Idaho State Code 50-2903, Section 5 states, for the fiscal year that immediately predates the termination date for an urban renewal plan involving a revenue allocation area or will include the termination date, the agency shall adopt and publish a budget specifically for the projected revenues and expenses of the plan and make a determination as to whether the revenue allocation area can be terminated before January 1st of the termination year pursuant to the terms of Section 50-2904, Section 4 of Idaho State Code. To comply with this requirement, we present the closing budget specifically for the City Center Urban Renewal District. The projected revenue for the 2018 fiscal year totals $516,193, with a proponent reimbursement planned for $100,000, which will assist the city in construction of a new downtown parking facility. This will also pay off a remaining obligation, leaving projected unallocated residual increment of $416,193, which will be returned to the taxing entities. We are proposing a 2018 closing of the district because the corresponding revenue allocation cannot be closed before January 1st, 2018, since the 2017 tax increment is not sufficient to cover all of the estimated expenses of the district through closure. As you can see from the budget we are presenting, after the expenditure of $100,000 allocated to assist the city in expanding parking within the district, our closing budget includes a total of $416,000 in 2018 projected tax increment, which will be rebated by the Commission to the city, the county, and the other taxing entities. Are there any questions?
Colin, any questions?
No.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner Crosby. Close the hearing.
Any public comments?
Oh, I'm sorry. Any public comments? Hearing none.
Now you can close the hearing.
I now close the public part of the hearing and open for commissioner deliberations and actions. For Resolution 2017-03, approving the 2017 amended budget. We need a motion to approve the fiscal year amended budget and adopt Resolution 2017-3.
I'd make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2017 amended budget and adopt Resolution 2017-03.
Thank you.
Second.
Second.
Second by Colin Coles.
Motion carried.
We need a voice vote on that.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. We need a voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Now it's motion carried. Now for 2017-04, approving the 2018 closing budget for City Center Urban Renewal District. We need a motion to approve the closing for the City Center Urban Renewal District as presented and adopt Resolution 2017-4. Is there a motion for this?
Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion to approve that budget.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
Voice vote.
We need a voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Thank you. New business? Did I skip anything so far?
No?
Go ahead.
Okay. As you recall, a memorandum of agreement, an MOA, was executed on July 10th between Point Partners LLC and Expo Parkway North. The MOA outlined the pump station improvements, which included a sewer lift station located in the Center Point District and a sewer force main extension located in the Expo District, as well as street improvements for Expo Parkway. Construction of a regional sewer lift station is included in both the Expo plan and the settlement agreement. However, there is no reference to it in the second addendum to the settlement agreement. So this third addendum to the settlement agreement is to clarify that construction of the pump station improvements located in the Expo District is authorized by both the plan and the settlement agreement, making the improvements eligible for tax increment reimbursement.
Okay.
So you have before you the third addendum to the settlement agreement for Expo District.
So any discussion on that?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I made a suggestion about a change to this, which is not reflected in these agreements that are loaded on our whatever we are. And Pete, I think, concurred with that suggestion.
Right, and I sent a revised document out earlier this week with, I think it was Section 2 redacted. So I would suggest, if you're going to approve this third addendum, to approve it with Section 2 redacted.
I would, Mr. Chairman, I would, unless there's further discussion, I would move that we approve the third addendum to the settlement agreement as change or with the redaction of paragraph 2 on second page.
Okay, we have a motion?
Second.
And a second, okay. All in favor?
We need a
Or
roll call
roll
vote on
call
it.
vote, I'm sorry. Roll call vote.
Thank you. Crosby?
Aye.
Carstensen?
Aye.
Davis?
Aye.
Coles?
Aye.
Thank you.
Now, the First Amendment to the MOPA and PSOPA Center Point District. You want to bring us up to date on that?
Okay, as mentioned before, the MOA addresses the responsibility of Point Partners LLC as it relates to the sewer lift station and construction of Expo Parkway. A regional sewer lift station is included in the Center Point plan, but the improvements are not referenced in either the Master Owner Participation and Reimbursement Agreement, or MOPA, or the Project-Specific Owner Participation and Reimbursement Agreement, PSOPA. Also, Expo Parkway is not referenced in the plan, MOPA, or the PSOPA. This agreement clarifies that construction of the pump station improvements and Expo Parkway to be located in the Center Point District is authorized by the plan, thereby making such improvements eligible for tax increment reimbursement.
Okay, you heard it. Any questions on that?
Just a confirmation, the lift station and the Expo Parkway were both included in the plan, but not in the MOPA or the OPA?
Actually, Expo Parkway wasn't referenced in the MOPA or the PSOPA, but the language of the plan, I think, explicitly permits
encompasses
reimbursement
those
for
kind
such
of
a
road
project,
improvements
right,
and
right.
the lift station.
Infrastructure.
Okay,
right.
so this wouldn't be a modification of any type to the district?
No, not at all.
That's just the clarification I wanted to make.
Any more questions? Okay, then we need a motion to approve.
Move to approve the first addendum to the MOPA and the PSOPA with Center Point Partners for the Center Point District.
Okay, thank you. And a second?
Second the motion.
Any other questions? If not, we need a roll call vote on this.
Coles?
Aye.
Davis?
Aye.
Carstensen?
Aye.
Crosby?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Staff reports.
I spoke with Nate Ballard from Wadsworth last week, and he told me that the upgrades to the sewer lift station were completed, and they would be submitting those costs in the near future. So I will then go to Welsh Comer to get a task order to bring back to commission, and I anticipate a reimbursement request probably January, February timeline.
Very good. Anything else?
Just as a reminder, we will have a workshop on Tuesday, October 10th, to discuss the RFQ process for the property located at the corner of Spokane and Railroad Avenues. That's all I have.
That's all you have. Anything? Any other questions of the executive director?
Is there any status on the update of the roadway construction out at Expo?
I actually drove out there yesterday and drove on Creative Way. So the road is completed. They have the sidewalks in, grading for this landscaping, but the landscaping isn't in. So, and there's still work being done on Jacqueline Road and Expo Parkway, but no paving of that yet.
And the lift station, that's all been completed and approved by the city?
I believe it has been, because they're going to be submitting their costs.
Okay, great. I mean, I appreciate the work you did and the work Pete did to get that done, because that's an important aspect of being able to build the remainder of the commercial properties out there and some of the residential. So that's very important.
Thanks, Pete.
Any other comments? If not, we'll move on to commissioner comments. Commissioners? No comment. Myself, chairman comments. I just hope we got it through everything through today the way it's supposed to be. And that I'll be looking forward to Jerry getting back for next month. So,
Good.
that's all I got. Make a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Aye.
We have a motion to adjourn, second, adjourned.